How are you proposing that this is going to be valuable in my tech stack, in my business overall? What is this going to do for me that's going to actually end up making me more money, reducing the cost? Discipline always beats the demo. A lot of times, whether you're trying to run your business, figure out something operationally, or someone is bringing a solution, like say a vendor, some supplier that you have, they're trying to help you solve your problems. And of course, they have a particular solution for that. And it's not always the right fit, but you try to assess whether this is going to help your business, help you be more efficient, help you increase your sales, help you increase your marketing reach. One thing I really want to mention is that the discipline is really what's going to make the difference. Any tool, in any solution, in any plan or strategy that you have, you and your business partners, anyone within your business, even your employees who are tasked with actually executing on the business strategy, tasked with increasing the sales, tasked with giving a better quality of service. I'm thinking of even when you're at a hotel and you want really great service, I mean, down to the way that the room is cleaned, it really matters. And that's why people will tip if they get great service. It's the number one thing that impacts the customer and where the customer feels highly valued and highly served. When you look at tools out there that maybe, in my case, they might help streamline the accounting workflows, or they might help reduce the amount of follow-up that you have to do, such as what some of these AI tools are offering today, where we can scan your email inbox and find all the potential tasks that you might have missed or things that you might want to put on your checklist. These are great things to have. The number one thing is to always be driving at reduction of time, the time it takes to deliver to the customer, whether it's the fully finished product or whether it is answering them, simply guiding them, answering their questions, being responsive. That is the end goal, and we always have to go back to that. I've been on a lot of product demos around accounting technology and ask them, what is this estimated to reduce the team time, the workload? If their pitch is not focused on that, if they're not keeping that in mind, you're not going to directly pay me more money. You're going to charge me money because your tool costs money. How are you proposing that this is going to be valuable in my tech stack, in my business overall? What is this going to do for me that's going to actually end up making me more money, reducing the cost? Always lean on time savings, being more efficient, more accurate matters. You can do things quickly, but you can do them poorly. I am in the customer service and professional service delivery business. I'm encouraging everyone who does some sort of client level service to make sure that you're talking with them frequently. It's one thing to say, deliver the thing, even if it's just via your email. You said, I'll give you this thing or I'll provide this for you. Make sure before you even make that commitment and that promise, it's something you actually want to deliver to them, something that you think will actually be a good solution to them, a good tool and resource. There are a lot of great things. There's a ton of white papers in any industry from various vendors and professionals, and we can't read them all. We can't have all knowledge. We can't do everything. Be selective when your client asks you about a particular thing that maybe you've never heard of. Demonstrate that you have curiosity in that area because you probably already do, and talk to them about things that you do know and that you are familiar with in that area. For their sake and yours, don't sign up for a bunch of busy work. If you realize, shoot, I forgot to deliver this thing, or I forgot to follow up with the client about this. If it's been a while, maybe they've even forgotten about it, but go ahead and just communicate with them again about that topic and bring it fresh and say, we were talking about this in our last meeting or a few months ago, and I was curious, are you still interested in this? What have you learned about this area of your business? What are your current concerns today? None of us are mind readers or miracle workers or have the secret solution to everything. Time and experience will reveal things are either a waste of time or you still have that curiosity about it and you'd like to dig further. One of the best things is if you have peers in the same industry and you can say, how has this worked for you? Have you implemented any of these tools? And a lot of times you will have some of them that say, we tried to implement that and when it failed. It doesn't mean that everyone will fail, but there's a use case where it didn't pan out. Leverage that experience they have. Maybe that's a waste of time or it's not going to give me the benefit that I thought it could. Vice versa, maybe it is time for you to demo that for yourself and see whether that tool or that strategy is going to work for you in your business. Across the board, experience, personal, individual experience is always the way to go. Prioritize what types of experiences am I going to get today, this week, this month. I would suggest mapping that out, prioritize those things. Even that is a task. Of the things I don't know much about, which am I going to do first? That is difficult. What is the easiest to access and the low cost? If it doesn't require you to fly somewhere to learn something, or particularly you have to go to a conference, it would be more time intensive and capital intensive. What can I do right here at home? What is being offered for free from a demonstration standpoint? What experts can I get on the phone with? For example, if someone calls from a supplier, a vendor, and they are also an accountant or have a background of accounting, I trust them a lot more and I understand that they're going to try to be solving the problems that I'm going to be trying to solve, like the month-end close or dealing with potentially tax questions or whatever else might come up. That could be a lead indicator. This might be worth my time to investigate a bit further and discover what am I missing? What do I not know? What's the best in class solution right now that people are using? What ways are people applying these tools and these strategies that could benefit me and my business? I'm speaking from the experience of professional services, accounting, bookkeeping services, but this is relevant to probably every industry where you're interested in how is my competitor doing this in a better way? What are my clients desiring? What are my clients using? What are my contractor clients using for their purchasing tool? When they need to go to a supplier, what are they using? When they need to pay their subcontractors and their vendors, what are they using? That is a good default way to figure out, well, if the majority of people are using this, it must have some value. There can always be ways to improve that tool, enrich the data that they're getting through that tool. But otherwise, this is something to lean into and to optimize around. So that's some tips for you today on trying to make your firm and your company efficient and trying to understand how do I go about strategy and trying to develop my company and grow my company in size and in quality